Today we are talking about how to optimize your LinkedIn profile for lead generation. So just to give you a little bit of a rundown of who I am and what I do, I may just click forward a little bit. So this is me. This is my LinkedIn profile. So as you can see, I am a digital marketer. So I've been running my own digital marketing agency for only about 6 months now, actually. Before that, I was a freelancer for a couple of years and recently decided to jump out into running my own agency. I now have a couple of staff on board. And as you can see, we focus on helping people generate leads on LinkedIn. So our entire business model is based around LinkedIn. And so obviously, the best place to begin with that is to have an amazing LinkedIn profile. So this is me, and what I'm going to do today is use my LinkedIn profile to talk you through all of the steps that you need to follow in order to optimize your profile for lead generation. Now, if you're not looking to generate leads, don't stress at all. This presentation will still give you everything you need to know about improving your LinkedIn profile. You'll just need to make a couple of adjustments in terms of some of the content that you're putting in. So certainly, if you're looking to get a job as well, you can certainly use these tips to optimize your LinkedIn profile for that too. So let's jump straight into it, and we'll talk about the most important parts of your LinkedIn profile. As you can see, firstly, we're going to start above the fold, because like on any website, LinkedIn has the top section that's really important to optimize. If you're going to optimize any part of your LinkedIn and you're not going to do the whole lot, start with everything on this page. Like if you just want like one page, I think there's 4 tips on this particular page. Do these. If you're going to do nothing else, definitely do these ones. So the first thing that we're going to start with is naturally your name. So use your real name. A lot of people don't. And you can not use your real name if your personal brand is using the other version of your name everywhere. Whereas what I see a lot of people do is either use maybe like their first name and their middle name, or they use their first and last name, but they put a kind of a long sentence around what they do in their name. You can do that, but certainly I wouldn't recommend it. It makes it much easier to find people in the search results if you've just got your actual name. But also, you have so many within your profile to pull things into search results. So you definitely don't need to put like Tara, digital marketer specializing in lead generation fitness. As you can see, I just have my name. So definitely begin with that. Step 2 is a profile photo. As you can see here, what you want to have is a professional headshot and some sort of bright background. Now, you don't need to go like bright pink like I have. You've probably seen a few people floating around on LinkedIn that have just like bright single color backgrounds. I just really like pink, so I went for this one. But you don't have to go this extreme, as long as you've got a nice background that pops in the search results. So one of the best ways that I've found to test this is to just jump on your LinkedIn, go to the search area and just type in your name and have a look at like the top 10 results that come up. Hopefully your own name should come up as well, and just see if your profile photo stands out. If it doesn't, make a change. That's probably the easiest thing to do, or the easiest way to identify if you need to change your profile picture, because you want it to stand out. Number 3 is your headline. So this is probably the space above the fold that you can make the most difference. So what I see a lot of people do is just write digital marketer, copywriter, web designer, graphic designer, whatever it is that you do. And that's okay. But if you, again, go to the search results, say you're a graphic designer, go and search graphic designer and have a look. You'll see that everyone just has the same headline. But what you actually have is quite a few characters here that you can talk about exactly what it is you do. Because like me being a digital marketer, I could do anything. There are so many different things I could do. It doesn't really, it says it's kind of my job title. It doesn't actually say what I do or who I help. So ultimately what you want to write in here is what you do, who you help, and kind of how you help them. The other thing that I like to have in here is a without statement as well. So as you can see, what I've basically done is, I help decision makers generate leads. So that's something that's really important for, well, a lot of decision makers in business. But the second part of the statement, without having to spend all day on LinkedIn. So I have a background in copywriting as well. And so as a copywriter, I always like the opportunity to throw in a statement which talked about how we're solving a problem. That's awesome. 7 minutes in and I can already spot scopes for improving in my profile. That's fantastic. I'm really happy with that. Okay, so yeah, like I was saying, in terms of the headline, just add a little bit more. Use as you can see, you don't just have to write digital marketer. Use the characters, use them to your advantage, and show a bit of personality as well, because hey, why not? Like, LinkedIn might be the professional network, but that doesn't mean it doesn't mean that you have to. Sorry, I need to stop looking at the chat. So what I will do, feel free to ask some questions. I've just moved the chat out of my way because I keep getting distracted. So ask as many questions as you like in the chat, and what I will do is come back to them at the end of this presentation, and I'll answer all of them for you. But yeah, anyway, focus on your headline. I think I've touched on that one enough. Okay, the fourth thing is your banner image. Now, this doesn't have to be amazing. It doesn't have to be incredible. It doesn't have to be the best graphic designed banner you've ever seen. Literally just go to Canva and create something. As you can see, I've just got a gradient and thrown our logo up there. Basically, what you want to do with this is, like, the only time people will see it is when they actually go to your profile. What you want to do is just show that you actually care about your profile and that you've put in a little bit of effort. Make it bright, make it inviting, make it go nicely with your profile picture, but definitely do not use the generic LinkedIn banner. The reason I say that is especially because it's changed recently and it's even more boring than it was in the past. But also it just shows that it comes across like you don't really care, or that you haven't put a lot of effort into your profile. And if you haven't put a lot of effort into your profile, people will look at you and consider, well, maybe they don't spend much time on LinkedIn. And that's not what we want when we're looking to generate leads, or when we're looking to build up a community of great connections. You want to make sure that you've put the effort in. So it'll take you a couple of minutes to do that with Canva. So definitely make sure that happens. All right, the next thing is the about copy. And if I was to pinpoint one area that has the most potential on your LinkedIn profile, this is it. And it's also the area that most people get wrong, or most people don't actually utilize effectively. So what I do when I'm writing about copy for anyone, like any of my clients, is I effectively write it as a mini sales letter. So you can see here, right at the top, we've got a line that's written as a hook. So the whole point of this line here is to get people to read the next line. That's all we want to do. We want to just grab people and get them in. So as you can see, the second line here is pretty like getting people nodding their head and going, okay, well, yeah, that's right. But okay, so I'll keep reading. So the top part is about getting people to keep reading. Second part is just to have a little bit of a story. So yeah, I mean, it depends on what it is you're selling. But certainly, I mean, you can certainly work with a copywriter if you're not comfortable writing this yourself. You can work with a copywriter in order to write up your about copy, and I would certainly recommend doing that if you're not comfortable writing this up yourself. The third thing that you want to talk about is the pain points. So here you can see I've talked about all of the issues that people have with people who generate leads on LinkedIn. And so basically, I've touched on all of those. The fourth thing is presenting a solution. And obviously what you want to do is present your service as a solution. And then the fifth thing is a call to action. Now, I know you can't see all of my about copy here. If you'd like to see it, I'll put my LinkedIn profile link up at the end. I think it's also on my profile within the Momentum setup as well. So feel free to just send me a connection request, or even just go and have a look at my profile. You'll see the whole thing on there. But this is basically, if you follow these 5 steps to write your about copy, you're going to be in a really good place. Also, you can use emojis as well. What I will do, if someone can just jot it in the chat for me, to just ask a question about the emojis, and I'll show you where to get those as well. Because as you probably found previously, you can't use bullet points in LinkedIn. So I like to use emojis. Okay, the next thing is your featured section. If you don't have a featured section, this is probably the easiest and quickest update to make to your profile. You could literally make it in the next, the next 10 minutes. You could update your profile and have it looking better already. So if you have anywhere you've been featured, so say you've got some blog posts, a lot of you are writers on Medium, so just grab a couple of links from Medium and throw them in here. A couple of your best blog posts, as you can see, I've got a YouTube video here. You can even just put a link to your website, throw in a couple of featured things, because it gives people the opportunity, if they want to learn more about you or more about what your message is, they can just click off on these and go and have a look at more of your content. Okay, number 7, experience. This is an area that a lot of people miss, or that they don't fill out completely. And so this part is not necessarily about, it doesn't carry the weight of your LinkedIn profile. The reason that we want to fill out our experience section well and completely is because this creates credibility. So if you think about it, if you go and look at a LinkedIn profile and they've only got one job there, you think to yourself, is that a real person? What do they do beforehand? What experience do they have? Whereas if someone's got their last 5 jobs, for example, you look at it and go, yeah, they're a real person. They've got 5 jobs. So definitely make sure you at least fill out, just put your previous work history in here. The other thing that you can do, you'll notice that if you go and look at my profile, you'll see that for the first couple of roles, I've just written a simple statement about what we do or what I did in that role. The reason that I do that is because this is really good territory for search engine optimization. So anything that you couldn't fit into the stuff higher up the page, any of those keywords that you want to be known for in search results, for example, for me, copywriter, web designer, email marketer, they're in here so that when someone searches for email marketer, my name can pop up as well. So the next thing is your education. This is exactly the same as your experience in terms of it just adds to your credibility. So the more of this stuff you have, the better. Most people won't look at it. They'll just kind of skim over it. But it adds to the length of your profile and it adds to your credibility. So definitely don't forget about this stuff. All right, 9 and 10. These are probably some of the most important parts of your LinkedIn profile, and also some of the most difficult to improve. And the reason they're difficult to improve is because they rely on other people. So as you can see, this is where mine sit at the moment. And I could certainly use a lot more skills and endorsements, or a lot more endorsements and a lot more recommendations. Feel free to flick me if you like. As you can see, it just takes time. And one of the biggest things that I find with recommendations and endorsements is people don't just do them off their own back. People don't even think about it. So you have to actually ask people. So you do have the option, as you can see, you do have the option to ask people for a recommendation, but also just when you're chatting with people, if you've had a really good chat with someone, or if you have been working with someone, in your process of asking them for a testimonial, ask them if they can give you a quick recommendation, or even just endorse you for a couple of skills on LinkedIn. And over time, you will start to grow these numbers, and that's what we're looking for. Okay, so the last thing that we're going to talk about is our profile settings. So if you don't already have a custom profile link, what you can do is you go into your profile settings. You'll actually find when you're looking at your profile on the right-hand side of your profile page, you'll find this box. Click edit your public profile and URL. And what you want to do with this one is just customize your link. So your old link will still work. So don't worry about if you change it that your link's not going to work. It will. Your old link will still work, and the new one will too. So just change it to match it up with all of your other social media. The next thing that you want to do is change your visibility to public, or at least to all LinkedIn members. So what you do, again, click edit your public profile and URL, and then if you scroll down, you'll find this section here. What we want to be doing is clicking at least all LinkedIn members, but preferably public. So the reason that I say public is because that will then make your LinkedIn profile pop up in searches, and it just really helps out your personal brand. Otherwise, you really want at least all LinkedIn members to be able to see your profile, because if someone clicks on a profile and they can't see anything, like any of the content that you've just worked to create, why would they? Why would they want to connect with you if they can't see any of it? So that's really important. Make sure you change this as well. One of those is what you want, because otherwise, then you kind of selling yourself short a little bit. Okay, so if anyone has any questions, if you haven't already, please throw them into the chat. If I can find the chat again, I will open it up. And okay, excellent. All right. So I'm just going to scroll through and have a look at some of these questions here. Okay, do you make your title bold with HTML? No, you don't. So I'm just going to pop this over here. And so I use a thing called text converter. So I'm just going to grab that now and pop it into the chat for you. So basically what you do is, so you can't use HTML, it doesn't work. What you will need to do is use one of these text converters, and you can use it basically anywhere on LinkedIn. As you can see, you just type in what you need, or you can kind of copy and paste it. You can have pre-written it, and then you just copy and paste whichever one you like into your content. So I generally just use the bold one. If you want to do that though, just bear in mind that this takes up more characters than just typing like the regular the regular letters. So if, for example, you pre-write your posts in like Google Docs, for example, pre-write them, make these adjustments with these, and then make sure you check your character count. You've only got 1,300 characters for a post, and you just have to check it and make sure, because sometimes you can kind of go a bit over the top with this, and you realize that you've lost a heap of characters. So but definitely use this. This is a great option, and it gives you a few different options in terms of styles. There are plenty of other like text converters like this. You can just Google it, but I just use this one because it's easy. While we're here, let's jump into Emojipedia. So I'm just going to copy and paste this into the chat for you as well. So this is where I go for all of my emojis. So as I said, you can't use bullet points or anything in any of the anything. They just don't work. So what you can do is just use this section here, or this website. You just click on smileys, or like, let's say you just want like a red circle. It's something I use a lot. So and you can just click on this, copy it, and then you can just paste it in. And so you've got heaps of different options. So yeah, definitely save that as well. Okay, next question. Where do I go to get others to write? Well, firstly, you can send me a message, and I can certainly help you out with that. If you would like some support to redo your profile, please send me a message, and I'd be happy to take a look at it for you. Otherwise, there's always things like Fiverr and stuff. You can definitely jump on them. More importantly, though, or what I would probably recommend, is jump on your LinkedIn profile and search copywriter, and see who you've got within your network who is a copywriter. reach out to them and say, like, this is what I want. I want you to write effectively like a mini sales letter for what I want to do, and yeah, go from there. So okay, I have a full-time job and my freelance gigs. I'm so terrified of updating my LinkedIn profile because of how the people I work with might judge. Any suggestions on that? What should I focus on my profile to look like? Okay, what I want it to show off my writing stuff because I don't use LinkedIn for networking with work people. Well, there's your answer there. So what I would do is you need to think about what it is that you want to achieve. The thing with your LinkedIn profile is that it's yours, and you need to use it to achieve what you want to achieve. The fact is that your LinkedIn profile is not your it's not your boss's. It doesn't belong to your company. It's your personal brand. And if you want to use it to pick up some freelance gigs, or if you want it to present yourself as a copywriter when you're currently working in a digital marketing agency and you want to move towards opening your own freelance copywriting business or your own copywriting agency, for example, use it, like, write it from the perspective of where you want to get to, not where you are now. So that's actually probably a really good way to explain the biggest mistake that people make is they talk about what they're doing right now. They spend too much time talking about themselves and what they have done, not so much about what they want to achieve. So if you want to get some freelance clients, write your profile like a sales letter to your freelance clients. If you feel like you're if you're worried about work people seeing your LinkedIn profile, just say, like, have a conversation with them and say, like, hey, I'm just doing some freelancing on the side. I'm just trying to build up my network, and I'm trying to build up my skills. And have a chat with them and, like, get these people on board. Get them to come and give you some recommendations. Ask them to give you some endorsements as well, because you've actually got a fantastic group of people there who hopefully are great work colleagues and will actually support you in whatever endeavors you're choosing to pursue, and they'll be able to actually help you kind of, like, get started in terms of growing your profile. But yeah, definitely to kind of try and cut that really short, I would say create your profile around where you go. So if you want to move more into freelancing, yeah, write it from that perspective. How do you handle having a job and a sideline business? Yeah, so I think I've just answered that as well. What I would do is I would write your LinkedIn profile in terms of your business and, like, use it to promote your business. Definitely, you're still going to have the content in there in relation to the job that you currently have, but in terms of the headline and the about copy, write that for your side business, because, like I said, it's your LinkedIn profile. You're not there on LinkedIn to promote your boss's business. You're there to promote whatever it is that you're looking to achieve right now. Okay, when you have a limited company, should you have a separate profile for the company? Yes, but don't do much with it, basically. So if you're going to have a look on my LinkedIn profile, you can actually click on and see that my agency 27 Letters has a company page, and there's like bugger all on it. We don't post consistently on there because you'll see, like, if you've had one before, you'll see that there's very little views, and that's okay. The only reason that I really have one is, one, to create credibility around the company, and two, so that actually I'm just going to what I might do is just go back. Nope, I can't do that. Anyway, if you go and have a look, you'll see that people have the logos for the company on their profile page. That's literally why I have a company page. Yeah, sounds a little bit vain, but that is literally it. So it's good to have it, but I don't use it. I certainly am building my network using my personal profile. Okay, so especially when your job and side businesses don't align with each other, I still think go for your side business, because your side business is, I'm assuming you have a side hustle or a side business with the view to building that to being your future. Use LinkedIn to create your future. Okay. Do the emojis, yep. So you can put the emoji straight into LinkedIn from the converter. Basically, you can just you just copy and paste them and they go straight in. How did you change the color behind your photo? I actually changed that using Photoshop. So if you know how to use Photoshop, then do that. Otherwise, you can probably just find someone on Fiverr who will do it for you. Alternatively, then you can just maybe just try and find a really cool background and take another photo. That's a good option as well. So then you don't have to do any graphic stuff. Okay, should I list my previous work experience that is completely unrelated to my current position brand? Yes, 100% you should. So you'll see, again, referring back to my profile, you'll see I have a whole bunch of different work stuff. I used to be in the military. I used to work in child protection. I used to work in juvenile justice. I have a bunch of stuff on there. It's all on my profile. No, it's not really relevant to what I do right now, but it's not relevant, but it adds that credibility. And the other thing is, it also shows my experience that may be relevant. So, for example, I'm currently working with a copywriter who has not been a copywriter for a super long time, but she has previous experience in a number of areas that's the reason. Like, her previous experience is why I hired her, because she's really good in areas of working in disabilities, and that's an area that my client wanted to talk about. So definitely list your previous work experience. Okay, so design my LinkedIn around where I want to get to, not where I am now. Absolutely. And PS, no, I don't have supportive colleagues and they are super judgy. That's another very important reason to design your LinkedIn around where you want to get to, not where you are now. Because if you work in a place where you have unsupportive colleagues and they're super judgy, then that's not cool, and you need to get out of there as soon as possible. So go and create your own thing, definitely. Go build your own life, 100%. Okay, you can also check with your HR and your company. Yeah, I agree, absolutely. Really good point. So check and see if there are any legal terms in your contract about doing another job. And just look at your social media policy as well, because there may be a social media policy which relates to this. So really good point. Just check all of that. My recommendations from ages ago disappeared. I actually have no idea. I would message support about that because I'm not too sure, sorry. Do you think it's necessary to upgrade to premium to get more leads? Yes and no. So in terms of upgrading to premium, I would recommend not ever upgrading to premium as such. If you're going to upgrade, use Sales Navigator. Only ever buy Sales Navigator. Don't just upgrade to premium. Spend the extra $30 a month or whatever it is to upgrade to Sales Navigator, because it's so much better option. Although if you're not going to consistently run a lead generation strategy, don't worry about a paid upgrade. For our clients, we ask them to purchase a Sales Navigator subscription, but we send about 1,000 connection requests a month. So if you're just kind of sending connection requests here and there, if you're not going to run a strategy of sending particular connection, like a certain amount of connection requests every single day, don't worry about it. Only upgrade if you find yourself getting to the point where you are consistently hitting your barriers. So LinkedIn will tell you you've sent too many requests or you've run too many searches. But in terms of just running like your own kind of simple strategy, one of the best ways to actually run a strategy just for yourself and to grow your network, if that's what you're looking to achieve, is just to chat with people and engage on the feed. However, if you are looking for specific targeted lead generation, feel free to reach out to me and we can have another chat around how it works. I'm happy to talk you through how we actually do it. So we offer a fully managed service, but certainly if it's something that you wanted to do for yourself, I'm happy to tell you exactly what we do and how we do it. The main thing is the consistency, and that's what we provide to business owners who don't have the time to run the strategies themselves. Okay, where else am I at? Canva is great. It's like Photoshop for dummies. Absolutely, 100%. Canva is awesome. There are no legal terms about freelancing. I've checked, just that they are judgy. Well, yeah, judgy people need to go away. Get rid of them, because judgy people are awful. And to be honest, it's not really judgy people, but I was really unhappy in my previous role, and I kind of looked around at my life and thought to myself, this is not where I want to be. This is not the kind of environment I want to work in. And so what I've done is stepped out and built my own digital marketing agency. And now, I just, if we scroll up a little bit in the chat, you'll see that Samantha Jarrett has just jumped in and said, apologies for my lateness. I slept in at 7:50 a.m. in Oz. Huge shout out to Sam. So Sam is actually one of my staff who has got up on a Sunday morning to come here and support me. So I really appreciate it. Sam is my right hand chickie. She does so much for me. And yeah, she got out of bed on a Sunday morning to come and support me with this chat. So that's the kind of relationships you can build, and that's the kind of like life that you can create. That like you have a staff member getting up at ridiculous o'clock on a Sunday morning for you, because you go out and build something that is based on your terms and it carries your values. So if that's what you want to do, and if you want to change the world, yeah, exactly. She's not being paid for this either. She just loves me. But yeah, so if that's what you want to do, if you want to change your life, definitely go out and do it. And LinkedIn is an amazing place to start. Definitely just start building connections, start chatting with people, because you will certainly, it will start to pay off. It's taken me a while to build my LinkedIn profile to where it's at. But now, if I need something, if I need someone to do something for me, if I need, like, for example, I needed a graphic designer the other day, I found them on LinkedIn and have now developed a connection with a great graphic designer on LinkedIn. So if you need a graphic designer to change things up on your LinkedIn for you, let me know, because I know a good one. But yeah, LinkedIn is an awesome place to be. And if you put the work into LinkedIn, it will give you so much back. Okay, so I am probably going to leave it there. I think I didn't actually. I probably should have. Let's just throw this back up again. Actually, no. What I'm going to do is I'll just grab my LinkedIn profile link, and it's all good. So actually, Queena has just told me one amazing thing. I'm conscious my session has gone too long, but she's just told me one really important thing, is that when you're sending connection requests, if you can, send a note with them as well. Totally okay that sometimes that doesn't happen, but yeah, send a note, and just even if you say like, hey, like I found you here, or I saw you on like posting on someone's content, like actually say g'day, because it shows that you're a real person, and that's a really good thing. There is an option on your phone, but you actually have to go into people's profile and kind of dig for it as well. It's kind of annoying, but definitely if you all just add me, and I will jot that down as something that I really want to make sure that I write about for you in the next kind of week or so. So I'll show you how to do that. Just keep an eye on my content over the next week or so, probably the next 2 weeks, because I think I'm a week ahead with my content. So keep an eye out. I will show you how to add a note when you send a connection request on your phone. Okay, well, thank you everyone for being here. I really appreciate all of the thank yous and all of the I've seen a few like best talk of the day, so that's awesome. Okay, one more thing, I will just grab my LinkedIn link, my profile link. Bear with me for a sec while I just grab it for you. Okay, there you go. So I've just dropped my LinkedIn profile link in the chat. If you have any other questions, or if you want to just have a chat, please just send me a message on LinkedIn, and we will we'll certainly catch up, and I'll be happy to help any of you grow your LinkedIn. If you wanted to implement any of the strategies that we talked about today, please feel free to make some adjustments and then flick me a message and just say, hey, I was at your talk at Momentum. I have updated my profile. Can you please take a look and give me some feedback? I'd be really happy to do that for you as well. Okay, well, thank you very much, everyone, for being here. And thanks, Deborah. And I will catch up with all of you on LinkedIn. Thank you very much. See ya.